Missing someone. Hello everybody and welcome back to another Minecraft video. My name is Cube6 and today we are going to be taking a look on how to build the 4x4 flush piston door. Now if you want to actually see this door work in action, then make sure you click the card in the top right now. Also down in the description below you can find that video as well, where I actually review this door. And if you're here from that video to see a tutorial, well, we're just going to go ahead and jump right into it. So unfortunately, I do not know if this redstone contraption is compatible with Bedrock Edition, but it is 100% compatible with Java Edition. So if you're building in Java Edition, then it will work, but I'm not 100% if it will work in Bedrock, but you can always give it a try. Alright, so all of the items that you will need to build this is in this chest right here, and as you can see, you'll need 28 immovable objects, 14 pistons, 8 honey blocks, and 8 slime blocks, 4 target blocks, 9 observers, 8 slabs or transparent blocks of your choice, 12 repeaters, and 64 redstone, or just an abundance of redstone. It doesn't really need to be exactly 64, and of course a ton of building blocks as well. Now before we go ahead and get started, I'd like to say that if you guys want to see more of these tutorial style builds, make sure to put that down in the comments below and like and subscribe. That would be greatly appreciated. We got a lot of stuff that's going to be happening on the channel pretty recently, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Alright, so I'm just going to be building the floor level first, and then we can kind of work our redstone around the floor level. Alright, so the floor level for me is 2 blocks above the ground. For you, it is going to be 1 block below the ground. So this is the ground level right here, and pretty much if you're building this in survival mode, all you have to do is just dig out 1 layer below. Now we're going to be building the wall that the door is actually flush with, so we are just going to be building a 4 block tall here, 4 block ceiling, and 4 block tall right side of the wall here. And as you can see, this is the 4x4 tunnel that the actual door is going to be making. And the final door blocks are actually going to be resting in this location here, so just keep that in mind. So the closed state will have a flush wall right here. Again, if you have no idea what a 4x4 flush piston door is, then make sure to go ahead and click that video down in the description, where I talk to you about all of the benefits and pretty much how the 4x4 flush piston door actually works. Alright, with now this reference point in place, we're actually going to be starting to do a lot of the redstone. Alright, so come 1 block away from the actual wall that the door will be flush with, and go all the way down here and add 6 pieces of redstone dust. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now once you add this here, we are actually going to be adding our 2 target blocks, 1 right here and 1 right here. And this design is actually symmetrical, so we're going to build this side first, and then I'll go ahead and go to this side. We are going to be adding a redstone repeater coming out of this target block, and this redstone repeater will be going right into a piece of redstone, and then there will be a block to the right of that piece of redstone, then there will be a block adjacent from the block just like this. And now all of those blocks that we just added will be lined with redstone. Now we can go ahead and turn around and add a redstone repeater directly next to this redstone repeater set to 3 ticks. Then we can go ahead and grab our first piston of the day and place it right in this block here. So go ahead and destroy that block and place a sticky piston facing upwards. Now this sticky piston will have a block on its face. This current will be traveled through this block into these 3 pieces of redstone dust that we'll be placing here. Then go ahead and grab 2 observers and place 1 right here and place 1 right here, so the red side is facing towards the sky. And that is pretty much it for the bottom section of the circuit. So let's go ahead and move on to the double piston extenders. Alright, so the double piston extenders circuit is pretty easy. All we have to do is just place an adjacent block right here from the last wool block that we placed in the last circuit, and then we'll place another adjacent block like this to create this upside down C shape, and then finally place 1 more block right here, right next to this piece of redstone, to create this really weird shape like this. Now on this block here and this block here, we're actually going to be adding 2 redstone repeaters, so 1 right here and 1 right here. And now on top of this block, we are going to be adding a piece of redstone dust just like this. Then we are going to be adding 2 observers, 1 on top of this redstone repeater, and the red side, so the red side is facing towards the sky. And then go ahead and add 1 more observer and place it facing towards the inside of the redstone contraption and coming off of this redstone repeater. Now go ahead and grab your immovable objects and place 1 right here and place 1 right here. This will ensure that the blocks in these locations here will be not moved by the slime blocks or the honey blocks, so make sure you have movable objects in these locations here. Then go ahead and grab some redstone dust and place it on top of this observer, and then go ahead and block off this connection just like this, and then finally add another observer coming out from this piece of redstone dust facing upwards just like this. Now we can go ahead and add the pistons for the double piston extender circuit. So go ahead and grab your sticky pistons and place one coming off of this piece of redstone just like this, and then place another piston right here. It's a little bit tricky to place, but it should look like this once it's completely finished. Alright, now we're going to go ahead and continue with the upper double piston extenders, and this is pretty easy. All you have to do is just go ahead and place a block on top of this observer and then a block to the right of this observer when you are facing the front of the redstone contraption, and then go ahead and place a redstone repeater going away from the inside of the redstone contraption set to 2 ticks, and now it will go right into a piece of redstone dust. And then go ahead and grab a target block and place it right on top, or right on the side of this redstone dust right here, and that'll redirect into this target block. And then go ahead and place a slab or transparent object adjacent from this target block, and then we can go ahead and add a slab chain going all the way down to the bottom, and then we can grab our redstone and place it on every single slab from there. Then go ahead and add a piece of redstone on top of this target block, and then block off this connection here. Alright, now what we're going to do is we are going to be placing a block here, and a movable object here, and another immovable object here. And then go ahead and on top of the block right here, we are actually going to be adding a repeater set to no ticks, going right into these 2 pieces of redstone dust that will be right on top of the immovable objects. Now we can put our final 2 pistons in, so all we have to do is place it right here and right here, just 2 blocks away from the other pistons. Alright, so now if we go ahead and give it a tester, as you can see, some weird stuff will happen with this bottom piston, but do not worry, it will automatically fix itself once we start adding all of the honey blocks and door blocks in at the end of the tutorial. So don't worry if this actually happens. Alright, so now we're going to be placing some obsidian pads. All we have to do is just place a 2x4 obsidian platform right here on the bottom and also on the top, so 2x4, and now the redstone contraption should be looking like this. So now all we have to do is just add the circuit that is controlling the piston that is attached to the slime blocks on the upper portion. And that's kind of a mouthful, but pretty much it means just creating a short pulse on these 2 blocks here, which we can achieve that by placing a block right here, adding a redstone repeater facing towards the inside of the contraption, then going ahead and grabbing a sticky piston facing it again towards the center of the contraption, and then grabbing an observer and placing it so that the red side is facing towards the back side of the redstone contraption. So finally we're going to be placing a block right here, and then 2 blocks here, and then on these 2 blocks we're going to be adding 2 pieces of redstone dust. Alright, so we're just going to do the right side really quickly, so if you have any questions with the right side, then just go ahead and look at the left side tutorial, and hopefully that'll figure stuff out because this design is symmetrical. And if you do have any questions at all whatsoever, please make sure to put those down in the comments below. I do answer all the comments, so your comment or question will get answered. We're doing exactly like we did on the last side by placing a redstone repeater coming out from the target block. Now this redstone repeater is going to go right into a piece of redstone dust, and then there will be a block to the left and a block adjacent from the block that we just placed going upwards. Then place 2 pieces of redstone on both of those blocks just like that. Now we can go ahead and begin the double piston extender circuit, which is pretty easy. All we have to do is place a block right here, place a block right here, and then finally place another block right here to create this weird looking shape like this. Then go ahead and add a repeater going right into this block, and then another repeater going right into an air block. So we should have something that looks like this. Now we can do some observer action. First things first, we're actually going to be placing an observer coming off of the second repeater that we placed facing upwards, so the red side is facing towards the sky. Then we can go ahead and grab our final observer and place it coming out from the first redstone repeater that we placed, going to the inside of the redstone contraption. Then we can go ahead and place our 2 immovable objects, one right here and one just adjacent from this observer. Now what we're going to do is we're going to place 2 pieces of redstone dust, one right here and one right here, and then block off those connections just like this by placing a block in between the 2. Alright, so now it is time to place the sticky pistons. So place 1 sticky piston right here, and 1 sticky piston right here. So now we can do our final double piston extender, and pretty much all we have to do is come to the first observer that we placed and place an observer coming out of this piece of redstone dust, so the red side is facing towards the sky. Then go ahead and add a block on top of that observer, and then one to the left of that block that we just placed. Then go ahead and add a redstone repeater facing away from the redstone contraption, set to 2 ticks, going right into a piece of redstone dust. Then go ahead and place a target block just on the side of this piece of redstone, and then now we can go ahead and grab our slabs or transparent objects and place one right here, and then we can go ahead and carry that all the way down to the bottom just like this. Then we can go ahead and add dust on all of those slabs just like this. Alright, finally all we have to do is place a block right here to the right side of this target block, and then place 2 immovable objects, one right here and one right here. On the non-immovable object, we're going to be placing a redstone repeater set to no ticks, and then this redstone repeater will be connected by this piece of redstone dust here. Then go ahead and block the connection of that redstone dust with this piece of redstone dust by placing a block on top just like this. Then go ahead and place 2 pieces of redstone dust, one right here and one right there. And finally, the last step is to place pistons right here, and we should be good to go. So that is the whole entire redstone contraption completely finished. So now all we have to do is just add the slime blocks and honey blocks and door blocks, and we should be all good to go. Alright, so go ahead and grab your honey and slime blocks, and now these have to be in some sort of checkerboard pattern, and so that's kind of confusing, so I'll just run through it really quickly. All you have to do is place a 2x2 pad of honey blocks on the first double piston extender that we made, so 1, 2, 3, 4, and then another 2x2 pad of slime blocks directly on top of that honey block. Now, on the other side, we need to alternate these 2 blocks, so pretty much instead of adding honey blocks on the bottom, we are actually going to be adding slime blocks on the bottom, so creating a 2x2 pad, and then on top a 2x2 pad of honey blocks, so it should look something like this. Then we can add all of our door blocks just to the right of all of our slime and honey blocks, just filling it all in just like this. Now the easiest way to do this final part is just to place 2 pistons, one right here and one right here, and then pistons, one right here and one right here, and now everything should work. So let's go ahead and give it a tester. So if you connect a button into the 6 pieces of redstone dust on the bottom, then it should work. So go ahead and flick that button, and as you can see, everything will work, and all of the blocks will come out of the wall and then be pushed forward by those pistons that we placed right here, and creating a flush 4x4 face. Then you can go ahead and click the redstone button again, and as you can see, everything will open up perfectly fine. So yeah, that is the whole entire tutorial. Make sure you go ahead and place your last 4 blocks of obsidian right here and here and here and here, and you should be completely finished. So you can go ahead and, you know, terraform the outside, fill in all of the gaps, and yeah, so thank you guys so much for watching. If you did enjoy this video or found it useful or helpful at all whatsoever, then please make sure to leave a like on this video, and if you're new to the channel, please make sure to subscribe. It's always free, and you can change your mind whenever you want. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one, and goodbye.